Now we're taking the crawling that we did on land to what this feels like in the water. Feel how it's a very natural movement, just like being a crocodile crawling along in the water. Now lie on your front and observe how rolling from side to side can be facilitated by how you use your pelvis and your head and eyes. And feel the connection between turning with your head and eyes and letting your pelvis shift from side to side, and your weight just changes in the water. Now, as you lengthen one side and then the other, the change in shape will also help you to roll from one side to the other in the water. Feel how when you put your face down and gently exhale, your flotation changes. You'll notice that your lower limbs begin to float higher in the water as your face goes down in the water. This is a really important concept for finding the most efficient place to propel in the water. You need to have your head down so that your feet can stay high in the water and you can float and move on the surface of the water. Observe the way turning your head and your shoulder girdle and your pelvis rolls your whole body onto the side and in fact right over onto your back. And you can make this roll more emphasised just by feeling the way the pelvis, the head and eyes and your shape, being long on one side or short on the other, would change the way you roll in the water. This rolling capacity is principally how we propel. Now, supported on your back somewhere in the water or sitting on a step, feel the way you can kick your feet in the water using the top surface of your foot, rather like kicking a football. You need to have your toes and your feet very relaxed so that you can feel that they're very much part of the water, very malleable, very flexible, very cartilage-like. Play with making this kicking lower in the water so that the bubbles almost appear only at the surface rather than breaking through the water. Sometimes flippers can help you gain an image of how soft and flexible the foot needs to be. This is not an easy idea when we're walking on land all the time, to have feet that are very soft, watery-like, fin-like, rather like being an appendage of a fish. Notice how kicking forward like this is much more familiar to us than kicking behind us or when we're floating on our front in the water, because kicking then becomes a kick that's rather behind us and is very different to what we're used to. So beginning with this action here on your back can give you a sense of how soft and malleable and cartilage-like the legs can actually be. And then take this kicking into kicking on your back. You can use a flotation device if you want to help you just get a sense of what the legs are doing while you're kicking this, and play with kicking with your feet or your knees or your pelvis. And then put all that into simple swimming, just underwater crawl, allowing your head to roll and your arms to extend under the water, and feel how this kicking can really help you roll from one side to the other and help your motion forward. You can use a fast kick or a slow kick. You can make a big kick or a very small kick. And now, to feel all the directions of how kicking can still be effective, try allowing yourself to roll right over. Allow the rotation to go all the way. Just play with this. It's good fun, and it gives you an understanding of the importance of this rolling motion in the water. And when you're very comfortable with it, you'll be able to control it once you come to learn proper overarm with breathing and learn to minimise the rotation to be able to stay in a streamlined movement forward. Now here we are kicking using a kicking board. and learning how to kick backwards. This is actually to allow you to learn and understand impedance in the water, so that when the feet are no longer streamlined and you pull the tops of your feet up, it actually acts as an immediate brake to your motion forward. Many people, when they use kicking boards, actually kick themselves backwards down the pool because they're unable to get their feet well streamlined under the water. So kicking sometimes needs to be minimised, because if somebody is unable to get that streamlined shape of their foot, their kicking will in fact impede them unless it's a very minimal kick. So the legs, in fact, for some swimmers, need to just be there for balance.